It's one of the interesting dilemmas we have in our society today. A public education can mean very different things depending on where you live. We've always understood that some people have the capacity to purchase a private education that might give them things that may not be available in the public system. But what's happening today is our public systems are yielding very different kinds of schools and very different kinds of results. And I do think that that's a moral dilemma, because I think that we have an obligation in this society to make sure there's a basic foundation for everyone.
Roderick started going to E.D. Nixon when he turned 5. He started there in kindergarten. At first, I was kind of skeptical about letting him go to E.D. Nixon, because when he first started going there in kindergarten, they were on alert. And I'll never forget, they sent me a letter and said, if you don't want your child to go to the school, you know, because we're on alert, you can choose to send them to another school, and they'll let you do that even if it's out of your zone.
As a new principal coming into a school that was on the brink of state takeover, trying to turn it around was a challenge.
School vision, excellence, determination, now. Don't forget to exemplify the contents of E.D. Nixon's mission statement. School motto, be responsible, do your best, and focus on success. E.D. Nixon's word for today is factor. Factor means something that contributes to a result. Let me spell it for you. F-A-C-T-O-R. Let me use it in a sentence for you. Paying attention and studying diligently are two factors in getting good grades.
Achievement gaps exist because many of our children come to school with less. We give them less effective instruction, lower expectations, and they leave school with less. Across the country and in Alabama, groups from different socioeconomic backgrounds and different ethnic groups perform differently on our tests.
I would say about 98% of our students are of low social economic status, and most of our students come from one-parent home settings.
The strategies that were utilized to achieve success here at Nixon in the last couple of years was more so coming together and a lot of teamwork. Everybody came together and said, where do we go from here? What strategies do we know? How do students learn? What do African American students really need to be successful? What do they bring to the table in alignment with what we bring to the table? When everybody started laying out on the table, they found out that they really thought and believed that our students can learn. And if you think and believe that, then what are we going to do to make sure that that happens?
The woman pulled the cloak around her cloak. The woman pulled the cloak around her shoulder. Kate?
Very good. I thought that was going to be challenging. Very good. Good job. Okay, boys and girls, give yourselves a silent cheer. You did a very good job with that.
What do we look for in teachers that we hire here at Nixon? The best. That has been the highlight of our success. They have to walk in wanting children to learn, believing children, can learn.
E.D. Nixon gives children who may not have a parent that is as active in the school as I am another home, I have been in the school, even if it's just walking down the hall or I'm sitting at the table eating lunch with the kids or something, and I hear the teachers talk to these kids, and, some of these teachers know more about the kids than their parents do.
Now, I really like number 2. It says a hexagon is surely not a pentagon. Now, that's where we can incorporate our math lesson with those particular terms. Now, who remembers exactly what a hexagon is? How many sides does a hexagon have? Okay, Roderick.
6.
Excellent. What about a pentagon? A pentagon. Okay, Roderick. 5. Okay, excellent.
The best thing I like about E.D. Nixon Elementary is how the teachers teach us at E.D. Nixon and how they let us learn more and more each and every day.
We give our students the best, and we expect the best from them.
High expectations are important in education because it's important in life. And I think we try to separate it, and we can't. You can't separate what is expected of an individual later on in life from what is expected of an individual right now in life.
Get ready. Touch the first word. What word? Fasten. Let's spell fasten.
I want to help my mom while I grow up and give her some of the things that I give my children and some of the things that I never had, and give my mom some of the things that she never had.
Authentic assessment is so important to learning. Any type of instruction that I'm giving it with the end result in mind. Before, if they didn't teach it well, they just gave a test and half the kids knew and didn't know it, they didn't reteach. But now, if you have a large percent of your students that did not do well on that assessment, then that tells me you need to reteach that skill. That skill really wasn't mastered. So now instruction is geared towards student mastery.
7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 11 is 77. And 7 times 12 is 84.
Collaboration, working together, putting the extensive hours in to be a productive educator is a must. You take your job as an educator home with you. And if you can't do that, then perhaps being an educator is not the job for you.
The most powerful lesson to be learned from E.D. Nixon is to dispel the myth that poor children can't learn. Our high-performing, high-poverty schools demonstrate clearly that all children really can learn. The question is, when are we as communities and educators going to summon the will, the courage, and the resources to ensure that every child has the opportunity to go to a great school?
Typically, school districts and schools that don't perform well don't challenge students. They warehouse them but don't challenge them. Well, this school challenges the young people. And what's the first premise of the challenge? That you can do anything any other kid can do. That you are as smart, you're as good, you're as disciplined. And when you talk to kids that way and you treat them as if they're as good as anybody in any kind of community, regardless of their income level, they will often rise to that challenge.
We all have to take a part out of our lives and give it to a child, regardless of how much we don't want to, regardless of how hard it is, how much it hurts, regardless if it's not our child. Everyone has to. You can't, I don't even think the world can function without that. That's our future. Yep, it really is.
Just have so much fun at E.D. Nixon School.